Hello guys, this is the module 1 of Power System Analysis 2 subject. This is a continuation of Power System Analysis 1. In this first module is load flow studies. In this first topic is network model formulation. How do we form the network model from the given network? So let us consider the given single line diagram is like this. Here it has one transformer and 3 generator, one generator connected here and another generator connected here and one more generator connected here, and the transmission lines are connected from here to here and from this bus to this bus and from this bus to this bus again. So this is a single line diagram given. So in order to form the network model, what we have to do is, first this single line diagram, in this we have generator, transformer. The generator should be replaced by the source as well as the reactance, and it should be grounded, and the transformer should be replaced by the reactance. Again, this is element, right? This is element. So element should be replaced by the line segment. So the line segment is called element. So here one element will get, and anyways this is a transmission line. It is a element only because transmission line will be having reactance, and one more element here, and generator. Voltage source we are going to neglect it, and this is element, the reactance is element, and which is grounded. So we are going to connect all the generators to the common point, okay, so that it becomes, so this generator is connected here and this generator is connected here and this generator is connected. All the generators are connected to the common point. So this is grounded now. So let us name the terminals, buses here. So let this be first terminal, let this be second, third, fourth. So this is a reference, let us take it as 0th terminal. These terminals are called nodes. So in order to convert from a positive sequence network to oriented graph, what we have to do is, first we have to indicate the nodes or terminals. How many nodes we have, including reference? 5. Okay, so 0th node better to represent here. This is 0th node or reference. Okay, this is first one, second, third, fourth. Now we have to indicate the element between the terminals. Check whether we have elements from 1 to 2. Yes, we have. Just draw as it is. 2 to 3, again we have element or line segment. 3 to 4, again we have line segment, and 2 to 4, again we have line segment, but we cannot overdraw it. So I am drawing like this. Again, from 1 to 0 or reference, there is a line segment or element. Again, 2 to 0, there is an element, and 4 to 0, there is an element. This is just a graph. Okay, so in order to call it as oriented graph, we have to mention the direction. We have to give the direction to the elements. So let me name the number the element. Let this be first element. Take it randomly, no problem. Second element, third element, fourth element, and fifth element, and sixth element, seventh element. So I am going to give the direction like this. So usually we consider the directions of the element away from the reference node. You can take other way, in other way, I mean downwards also, no problem. But if it's better if we take upwards. This is the first element direction, second element direction, third element direction. This can be any direction, left side or right side, no problem. And fifth element direction, sixth element direction, seventh element direction. So this is now oriented graph. Why this is called oriented graph? Because in graph, for element we are assigning the direction. In graph, if elements are assigned with the proper direction, okay, then it is called oriented graph. In this oriented graph, we have to identify how many trees are there, how many links are there. So in order to identify number of tree, okay, number of tree branches, okay, this procedure has to be followed. Before finding the link, we have to find out how many nodes we have and how many elements we have. In this particular problem, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 nodes and elements 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 elements are there. And tree, it is a connected subgraph containing all the nodes, but it is not a closed path. A connected subgraph containing all the nodes of a graph but no closed path called a tree. So if I consider this simple network, okay, so here in this particular network, this contains all the nodes, okay, all the 3 nodes, but it is not a closed path. So this can be a tree, or this can be a tree. This can be a tree. Next, we have to calculate the branches. The formula to calculate the branch, b is equal to n minus 1, where n is a number of nodes, b is number of branches. What is branch then? The elements of the tree are called branches. Elements of the tree are called branches. In this particular network, this element and this element, these 2 elements of the tree are called branches and form a subset of the elements of the connected graph. Okay, so here b is equal to n minus 1. So n is 5. So 5 minus 1, it is 4. So we have 4 branches in this particular network. And links, okay, we have to calculate the links. Links are also called co-tree. The formula to calculate the link, L is equal to E minus B. Before starting with this, we'll see what is link. Links are those elements of connected graph, okay, elements of connected graph that are not included in the tree. Okay, elements of connected graph that is not included in the tree. So this can be link. Link is represented by dotted line. In this particular network, this can be a link. In this particular network, this can be a link. Okay, so the co-tree is complement of tree. Okay, so we already know it's a complement of tree and the formula is L is equal to E minus B. In this particular network, E is equal to 7, B is equal to 4. Okay, so 3 links we should have. Okay, 3 links we should have in this particular network. Then we will know what is loop. Loop, if a link is added to the tree, okay, if a link is added to the tree, the resulting graph contains one closed path called loop. Okay, so the direction of the loop depends on the direction of the link. Okay, we'll know from this network. So this is a network we have. So from this we have to form the tree first. So how many trees trees we can have? Tree branches, 4 tree branches we can have. So let this be one tree element and this be one branch, and let this be one more branch, and let this be another one. So this is a connected subgraph containing all the nodes, okay, but no closed path. So there is no closed path, correct. And from this again we have to form the link. Links are those elements of the connected graph that are not included in the tree. So in this particular network, this can be a link, and this can be a link, and this can be a link. We already given direction to each element. Four, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so these 4 points we have to remember first. Number of loop should be equal to number of links. So how many number of loops we have? That should be equal to number of links. So we have 3 links here. So we can have 3 closed loop. So one is this one, another one is this one, and one more is this one. Each loop contains only one link. Okay, if you observe this loop, it has only one link. It has only one link. If you take this particular loop, then we have only one link. The direction of orientation of loop is same as that of the link branch. The direction of the loop is same as that of link branch. Here it is clockwise direction, here it is clockwise. Again in this particular loop it is clockwise. The link branches are independent and tree branches are dependent.